January 1, 2023, 4:55 a.m. Brian Walshe sat at his computer typing into Google, "How to dispose of a body." He searched, "How long before a body starts to smell, dismemberment and best ways to dispose of body parts, Hacksaw best tool to dismember." Hours later, his wife Ana would be dead. He dismembered her body with tools bought from Home Depot, stuffing her remains into trash bags and dumping them across Massachusetts. Ana's body has never been found. But those Google searches, made before and after killing her, would convict him of first-degree murder. December 2024, Brian Walshe was found guilty and faces life in prison without parole. This is the story of a husband who planned his wife's murder and left a digital trail that destroyed him. From the outside, Brian and Ana Walshe lived the American dream. They owned a $1.3 million home in Cohasset, Massachusetts, an affluent coastal town south of Boston. Brian, 48, and Ana, 39, had 3 beautiful young sons. Ana worked as a real estate executive in Washington, D.C., commuting between Massachusetts and D.C. for her high-powered career. She was successful, driven, and beloved by colleagues. Brian appeared to be a devoted stay-at-home father managing their household. Friends described them as a happy family. Social media showed smiling photos of family vacations and celebrations. But beneath the surface, the marriage was collapsing. Financial problems mounted. Brian had massive debts and legal troubles. Ana was planning to leave him. And Brian was planning something far more sinister than divorce. Brian Walshe wasn't who he appeared to be. In 2021, he was convicted of federal fraud for selling fake Andy Warhol paintings. He'd scammed an investor out of $80,000, claiming the paintings were authentic when they were forgeries. Brian was sentenced to house arrest and ordered to repay the money. But his criminal activity didn't stop. Prosecutors later discovered Brian had stolen approximately $2.7 million from his father's estate after his father died. He'd taken the money without his stepmother's knowledge or permission, using it to fund his lifestyle. Ana had discovered the theft. She was furious and considered divorce. The couple's financial situation was desperate. Brian owed money everywhere. His reputation was destroyed. His wife was leaving him. And worse, she discovered something else. Ana had found evidence that Brian was having an affair. Everything was unraveling. Brian needed a solution. Murder became that solution. December 31, 2022. Ana Walshe was in Cohasset for the New Year's holiday. She'd flown in from Washington, D.C. to spend time with her 3 sons. She planned to return to D.C. on January 3 for work. Friends later said Ana seemed happy but stressed about her marriage. She'd confided to close friends that she was considering leaving Brian. She'd discovered his financial crimes and the affair. Ana loved her children but knew the marriage couldn't continue. That New Year's Eve, the family celebrated together at home. The boys were excited. Ana seemed to enjoy the evening. Brian appeared normal, playing with his sons, acting the devoted father. But in the early morning hours of January 1, while his family slept, Brian was already at his computer. At 4:55 a.m., he began searching for ways to dispose of a body. The plan was already in motion. Ana had hours left to live. The prosecution's case centered on Brian's internet searches, which painted a chilling picture of premeditation. Starting at 4:55 a.m. on January 1, Brian searched, "How long before a body starts to smell? How to stop a body from decomposing? How to bound a body? 10 ways to dispose of a dead body if you really need to. How long for someone to be missing to inherit? Can you throw away body parts? Dismemberment and best ways to dispose of body parts. How to clean blood from a wooden floor. Hacksaw, best tool to dismember. Can you be charged with murder without a body?" These weren't casual curiosity. These were step-by-step instructions. Brian spent hours researching, planning, preparing. Prosecutors argued these searches proved premeditation. Brian knew what he was going to do before he did it. The defense would later claim these searches were made after Ana disappeared, attempting to find her. But the timestamps destroyed that lie. The searches began before Ana was killed. Sometime during the morning or early afternoon of January 1, 2023, Brian Walshe murdered his wife Ana in their Cohasset home. The exact method remains unclear. Ana's body was never found intact. Prosecutors believe Brian attacked her in their basement, where blood evidence was later discovered despite cleaning attempts. After killing her, Brian immediately went to work. He drove to Home Depot and purchased cleaning supplies, tarps, and a hacksaw. He bought garbage bags, drop cloths, and other materials. Store surveillance cameras captured him making these purchases. His credit card receipts confirmed the items bought. Brian returned home and began the horrific task of dismembering Ana's body. He used the hacksaw to cut her remains into pieces. He placed body parts in multiple garbage bags. Then he loaded the bags into his car, preparing for disposal. The three boys were in the house during this time. They were upstairs, unaware their mother was dead and being dismembered below them. Over several days, Brian disposed of Ana's remains across multiple Massachusetts locations. Surveillance captured his vehicle at various dumpsters in Swampscott, Revere, and other towns. He visited transfer stations, making multiple trips to spread evidence. Trash collectors at one complex reported suspicious bags that smelled terrible. Investigators found Ana's belongings, COVID vaccination card, jewelry, personal items, mixed with cleaning supplies and bloody materials. DNA testing confirmed the blood was Ana's. They also found the hacksaw and tools Brian used, foolishly discarded with the remains. Despite his efforts to hide evidence, Brian left enough for prosecutors to build a murder case even without finding Ana's complete body. January 4, 2023. Ana's employer in Washington, D.C. reported her missing. She hadn't shown up for work on January 3. Co-workers were concerned. Cohasset police conducted a welfare check. Brian told officers Ana left early January 1 for a rideshare to Logan Airport for a work emergency. He said he hadn't heard from her since. His story seemed plausible initially. But investigators found no rideshare pickup, no airport arrival, no phone activity beyond their home. Ana had vanished. Police grew suspicious and obtained search warrants for the Walshe home and Brian's electronics. What they found was damning evidence of premeditated murder. Forensic teams found blood stains in the basement inadequately cleaned. Luminol revealed significant blood evidence. DNA confirmed it was Ana's. Brian had purchased $450 in cleaning supplies at Home Depot on January 2, bleach, tarps, mops, buckets. Surveillance showed him at multiple stores buying crime scene cleanup supplies. His internet search history was recovered: how to dispose of a body, clean blood, decomposition timing, inheritance laws. Investigators discovered Brian's financial motive: $2.7 million in Ana's life insurance. They learned about his fraud conviction, stolen money from his father's estate, and Ana's divorce plans. The case against Brian Walshe was overwhelming. He was arrested January 8, 2023. January 17, 2023. Brian Walshe was charged with first-degree murder, misleading investigators, and improper conveyance of human remains. He pleaded not guilty. Defense attorneys argued no body, no weapon, only circumstantial evidence. They claimed his Google searches were made after Ana disappeared, desperately trying to understand what happened. The defense suggested Ana ran away or met foul play from someone else. But prosecutors had Ana's blood in the basement, suspicious purchases, surveillance footage, DNA in trash bags, and Google searches time-stamped before Ana was killed. Prosecution argued Brian murdered Ana for financial gain, life insurance, avoiding divorce costs, preventing her from reporting his theft. The trial began October 2024. October 2024. Brian's trial began in Norfolk Superior Court. Prosecutor Lynn Beeland presented Google searches with timestamps proving premeditation. She showed receipts and surveillance of Brian buying disposal supplies. She presented photos of Ana's blood in the basement. Ana's belongings were found mixed with bloody materials in dumpsters Brian visited. DNA experts testified blood evidence belonged to Ana. Digital forensics walked through Brian's internet activity. Home Depot employees identified Brian from footage. The evidence was overwhelming. Defense attorney Tracy Minor argued reasonable doubt existed because Ana's body hadn't been fully recovered. But jurors saw through it. The digital evidence told the complete story. Brian had planned, executed, and tried hiding Ana's murder. December 2024. After weeks of testimony and days of deliberation, the jury reached a verdict. Brian Walshe was found guilty of first-degree murder in killing Ana Walshe. He was also convicted of misleading investigators and improper conveyance of human remains. The courtroom was silent. Brian showed no emotion. Ana's family wept. Her mother and friends had attended every day wearing purple, Ana's favorite color. The guilty verdict meant life in prison without parole. Massachusetts law mandates this for first-degree murder. Formal sentencing was scheduled for early 2025. Brian, who tried escaping his failing marriage and financial crimes through murder, would spend life behind bars. Digital evidence, Google searches, had sealed his fate. Ana Walshe was more than a murder victim. She was 39, a successful real estate executive who emigrated from Serbia and built an impressive American career. Colleagues described her as brilliant, hardworking, and warm. She spoke multiple languages and had a master's degree. Ana loved her 3 sons fiercely. She balanced a demanding career with family life. She was planning a better future for herself and her children after discovering Brian's crimes. Ana's family thanked prosecutors and investigators after the verdict. They said Ana's memory would live through her children and accomplishments. Her mother said, "Ana was taken in the most horrible way, but she will never be forgotten." A scholarship was established in Ana's name for women in real estate. The greatest tragedy involves Brian and Ana's 3 sons. The boys, all under age 12, lost their mother to murder and their father to prison. They were in the house when it happened, upstairs while their father dismembered their mother below. After Brian's arrest, the children were placed with Ana's family. They're being raised by relatives trying to help them process unimaginable trauma. Child psychologists note children who lose a parent to violence committed by their other parent face unique challenges: grief, betrayal, confusion, guilt. These boys will grow up knowing their father murdered their mother. Ana's family is committed to raising them with love and ensuring they know their mother's true character, not as a victim, but as the accomplished, loving woman she was. The Brian Walshe case demonstrates how digital evidence has transformed criminal investigations. His Google searches provided time-stamped, detailed premeditation records impossible to deny. Murderers often leave digital trails they don't realize are permanent. Brian thought deleting browsing history would eliminate evidence. He didn't understand forensic investigators recover deleted data and search engines keep records. The case raised questions about domestic violence and financial abuse. Ana was planning to leave, but Brian murdered her before she could escape. Domestic violence experts emphasize the most dangerous time for abuse victims is when they attempt leaving their abuser. Ana's story tragically illustrates this reality. Finally, the case proved prosecutors can win murder convictions even without recovering complete remains if other evidence is strong enough. Brian Walshe currently sits in a Massachusetts prison awaiting formal sentencing scheduled for early 2025. Though his sentence is predetermined, life without parole, the hearing will allow Ana's family to deliver victim impact statements. Brian will hear from those whose lives he destroyed. At 48 at conviction, Brian will likely die behind bars. He'll never see his sons grow up, graduate, marry, or have children. Those boys will grow up knowing their father murdered their mother, dismembered her body, and tried hiding his crime. Ana's remains were never fully recovered. Her family has no grave to visit. Brian stole that along with Ana's life. The case reminds us technology has made the perfect crime nearly impossible. Brian's own internet searches convicted him. Subscribe for more true crime stories about digital evidence. Thanks for watching.